Hello. Welcome to the stream, and possibly to my channel. My new VTuber, named Kissa Kanivelho, and this is the Stanley Parable. Hopefully it'll behave this time. This is at least the third or fourth time I've tried to restart this, because it keeps crashing. Come on. What? No narration? Really? Well. Sorry about that, but since this keeps crashing, I'll just accept this for now. At least we can see things. That's nice. 2-7, pencil sharpener. Can't really read the papers. Can I click on the computer? No. The phone? No. Okay. I'll just go out of here. If I can find my way through the door. It happens to me in real life too. Finally made it though. Didn't shut the door. Why? I'm used to that happening in this game. Because, sorry, I've played this before, but... Narrator, where are you?
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing?
Not necessarily. I'd kind of have to have somebody to talk to for that first, and nobody's here.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
There are traces. There are mugs. They wouldn't have left them here, would they? If they're meant to leave. Yeah, number 431 hated Mondays, as evidenced by the mug. Can't see what's on the screen. I just turned it off. Number 435. 34? Can I touch this phone? No. Can I go out the window? Cannot defenestrate myself. Okay, got it.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
What, really? Are you sure? What if I do it again? What? Yeah, there might be an achievement for that. Who knows? Then it says smile? What does the other one say? Can't tell. Work, but I hate my boss. Nice painting of a mountain. Or picture, probably. Such a mess. Why? Why do they leave all these things open? Can I turn this? Yep, I can turn that computer off too. Can I do any of this phone? No. Oh, look, a box. But I can't do anything with it. Lame. Who farted? Well, not any of the missing co-workers, because they're not here. So many papers, some boxes. Oh, I can get up here? Cool. Can I get... Hello? Can I get on the computer? No? Cool. Can I get on this one? Or just the other one? What happens if I click this? Why are these doors open? It's not fun. They're supposed to explore. Hello? Hello? Nope. Nope, nobody's home. This is locked. Okay, fine. Oh, can I turn this off? Yes. Maybe my Valentine. No thanks. Hate Mondays. Narrator's being suspiciously quiet right now. Why is that?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
But did he though?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Not really. I just didn't want to do what he said to do. What's the fun in that? So many locked doors.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Yeah, so much to drink in. The white walls, unoriginal photos.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Yeah, isn't it though?
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Are you sure about that?
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
But there was just some more, because you provided some. Maybe I'll contemplate this plant in the corner. How about that? Are you sure there's no more? This is suspiciously like my couch in real life. Sad. Number 1. Dad? Obviously not if you left. Can I get pop from this? No? Why? That's no fun. Oh, okay. Those mugs say fuel. I could just never see the other side, so seriously thought they all said F-U.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
No, I stare at this old copy machine. Fax machine? And the phone in a box. And the paper's on the floor. Want me to go there, but why?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
It is, isn't it? But as everyone left, and I'm the only one left, I guess they had to leave somebody around. If you fire me, nothing happens, right? Blueprints, but for what? More boxes. Cool. Do not jump from a cargo lift. It's in motion. Will cause death. Okay, cool. Good to know. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Once you were jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. Annoying the narrator? Priceless.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Really now? Who is this? What about this door? Can I go here? No? Okay. Guess I have to go here then. So many boxes, so little time. Forklift. Can I operate it? I'm not certified. Guess not.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Should I, though? How can I be sure of who's on the other end of the line? A little known fact about me, and maybe not, is that I don't really like talking on the phone to strangers. You know, kind of one of my things. And I don't know who it is on the other side, so meh.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
Uh-huh.
No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Oh boy.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person, but if used incorrectly can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house.
How
Which
are those
choice
only two
would you make?
options?
Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
How about no? What even does that mean? All I got out of that is 2 + 4 = fish. The more you know. I think that's wrong, though. Hello? I practiced. Video. Hello? Hello?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Oh no, there's a test.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of the narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Do I have to go that way? Why are there charts on the floor? Please, I'm begging you. Stop. Danger everywhere. Is it? This isn't an exit. This is a wall. Silly game devs. Kind of looks the same. Now, can I go in the door? No. I'm gonna have to go back over here.
Now that we know your your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Okay, so back in here I go. Don't lie. If you're lying right now, stop. I'm not lying. I'm just vexing the narrator. There's a difference.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
I don't want to go back to the real world.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
But how are you so sure Stanley follows the rules all the time? Do you know him? Or something? Okay, I'll do it. Under duress, though.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
But not right away. What's on this board? Targets, admin, IT department, review, marketing Mondays, nation Tuesdays, we're broke Wednesdays, huh? Yeah, aren't we all? Mergers, pranking, wars, 5, meeting, there's a meeting for that? Office, efficiency, financial panic meeting, I have those regularly all along. Didn't know people did them in a group. Legal. Underlined. What tells me it's not? Boss inspection. Case development. What to do about 432. Don't tell 432 about the meeting. This box is too small. Bird. Review of weekly review. Office party. What, Franz? Who's Franz? Cabal? When was there a cabal here? Seems sus. Don't alter without consulting whiteboard manager. Okay, I guess I won't because I don't see a marker. Won't let me. I wish. Boy. 17, 491, 431, 405, 416. Jim. Why is only one of them named? Tomorrow. Complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write next day's agenda. Reflect. Future was yesterday. Tomorrow is now. Did I have that backwards? Push for funding for research and development and new coffee machine. Standardized graphs. Not cost efficient. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Is that a problem? Synergize papers. There's something to synergize papers. Oh no, the papers are too synergized. Fire the paper guy. Hire someone to fire the paper synergizing guy. Come move my desk. Let's keep the targets on topic of. Word out. Hope I don't have dreams of being comatose or having less air in the future. Talk less. Smile more. What do people want? Things, money, more money, things. With money to buy more things? Perhaps about things and money. Not exciting. So there's the Cabal thing that they scratched out. And now there's an alternate spelling of profits in here. What's really going on? Mike, you're fired. Happy something? Happy feelings. Uh-oh. Was Mike fired for writing happy feelings on the board? Just don't people want that? Doesn't everyone want that? There's something in the idea there. Space between the teenagers. Dad's sport portion of the primary review schedule. I think that's a stupid idea. Water coolers, more water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to teenage demographic. Teens to put in the demographic. Big net? Do a child chart? No, don't do that. Isn't that illegal in every state, every country? Oh boy, it's the closet. No? No, it's... Damn it, Chris. It's your fault, isn't it, that I can't get in here? Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
You're really railroading me now.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Hello? I'm trying.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Game, I'm trying.
Okay, fine, you're not gonna do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Okay.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You're really pushing for this narrative of yours, aren't you?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, I just did that. Why am I back here?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Okay.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone? Left here like so much garbage. It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to. I'm still here in this pile of rubbish, with you, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I
I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me?
I can't do anything.
Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Here we are, at the beginning.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
What if he liked his co-workers, though?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'll just be good and listen this time. Do the right thing, if it's boring.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Changed here. Oh boy, I get to go in here.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
What? There's lots of stuff here. A broom, a mop bucket, tape.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
What? There's duct tape and wrenches. And boxes?
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
No. I'm too doing something.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why?
not doing
Please
nothing.
offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
I'm screwing with you. That's something, isn't it?
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Chris recommended it. I trust
Maybe
Chris's
to you,
recommendations.
this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Nah, they don't.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Insulting me isn't going to get me to leave.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
How can I step into the hallway if I'm dead? Okay.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Really? Should I? Yeah.
You too? Unbelievable.
I'm a new
at the
person.
mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look,
Nah.
you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
What about a llama plushie? Is that a good substitute? I think so. It's cute. He'll probably listen to you as well as I do. A bonus, right? Okay, I'll go. No, I won't. Okay, it's over now.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No he didn't. Pretty sure he went down here. Right? Nothing over here. Fire hose. Can't play with it? Ooh, fire. Can't spin the wheel?
But Stanley
Car.
just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!" he yelled. "This is all a dream." Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
It's all a dream, all a nightmare.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Sure, he wasn't crazy. He was just a little unwell, right?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Nothing's different in here. Really? You left this open?
Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Nah, you want me to now. Never mind.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, I'll be good. Executive bathroom. What, you won't let me go in? What if I need to use the restroom? Go in here? No? Can't see what's on your desk. Or the receptionist's desk. Can I play the piano?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Oh, let me get on the piano bench. Cool. Sir? Boss?
2845.
No, I'm trying to play the piano. Sir? Boss? Your piano's defective? I hear weird clicking noises. Something's wrong. I think you need to tune it.
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, whoop-de-friggin-doo. Hello? Put in the number. Narrator? Narrator. Hello? Oh, it's over here. Link plus? What's this? I don't know. Love insulation. This seems ominous. Should I be back here? Spool. We'll get in the creepy elevator and go downward. Because that's what any sane person would do, right? And here we are again. Loading. Come on, game. You can do it. That's it. That's a good game. Stay alive. Keep loading. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. You can do it.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Seems dangerous. I don't like
Stanley walked
those.
straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Really? Did he? Doesn't sound good to me. I don't want to be controlled. I'd rather escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Really? It's a trap then. Should I trust you?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
That's what you want me to do. It's
At
very
this point,
sus.
Stanley was making a concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Okay, that was weird. Sorry, folks, for all the stuttering. I don't think that was in the game. I just got stuck. Should I step into the big hole with fog? Yes. Geronimo! Hard for me to not get nervous every time you see a load screen now, as many times as things have gone awry. It's almost there. Come on. There we go. Woo! Looks like there's on some kind
As
of
the
a drop
machine
tower.
whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, it reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this really is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Do I have to do this? Goodbye, cruel world. Or not.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
No. Because the nice narrator lady saved me, I guess? Shh, don't tell the main narrator. He's still angry at me. He tried to kill me. You need to be very quiet. He can't hear me or see me. I know I made it.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
So she's aware that this is essentially re-zero the game.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Really? Gasp. I know that... I know why this is happening. Stanley was in a video game all along. Who would have thought? Not me. Silly tricky dabs. Nope, someone was playing solitaire. Company time, no less. Shame on them. Lovely museum that the devs made us here. This room, signage. Point of Stanley Parable HD remix is to lose. What a lovely game that would be. Point of Stanley Parable HD remix is to win. Those contradict each other. How can you win and lose at the same time? Am I going crazy? Maybe is it the same image? Was that clock there before? I don't remember. How do I go back? Can you check for me? Endings, fewer endings, more narrators, fewer narrators, more Stanley, less Stanley. There are screenshots of Stanley Parable HD remix. Not so much. Narrator emails. Second trailer was sent out. We asked people to email the narrator for questions. We had initially planned to use these in further promotional materials. We never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. I see nothing. Are any of those unsafe for work? Is that it? Don't want to embarrass anybody? Oh, over here. Sergey Medvedko asking the narrator, well, the thing I want to know is, what would you do if Stanley entered any other rooms? Quackster. Question. Will the game feature capybaras? I don't think so. I don't see any. So far. Pixel Sith. Dear narrator. Dear narrator, how do you stay in shape? Sincerely, Michael the Rock Martin. James Irvine. How is the game? How is the game going? Hope it's as good or better than the first one. From a cool man. Wang Yang, urgent presence needed. Or response needed. Please, I'd like you to keep this proposal as top secret and delete it if you are not interested, and get back to me if you are interested for details as regards to... Oh, I didn't finish reading that. Montgomery Jones, the lights. What do the lights in the control room do? I really want to know. Montgomery Jones. Wow, congratulations! In line with our previous announcement regarding the ongoing promotion, here's the result in an attached file. Open it carefully and see the full details. First to apply for your claim. And it moved on. James, I love the game. Greetings, omnipotent voice. I want to tell you I like the Stanley Parable as much as I liked seeing a humorously small badger in swim trunks. What a visual. Keep moving on before I can finish. It almost looks more plain than the one that they have in the game. Second version is functionally the same as what's in the final game. We want it to look more like the place your cargo was stored. These intend offer the choice of staying on or jumping to a different path. However, after this early version, we decided we also wanted the option of the player falling to their death. apartment timer. Okay. I'll never answer the phone. I don't do that. I don't know who it is. Sending levers? What are those? Interesting. Countdown desk. Freedom.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Okay, I'll turn it off.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now. It'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
Okay. Game? What happened? Hello? Where has everybody gone? There's no loading. Well, restart. Here we go. This is what we've done anyway. Put me back at the start.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
End is never the end is never the end.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he
On
couldn't
every
find a trace
computer.
of his co-workers.
Every monitor says the end is never the end is never the end.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Smart move, narrator, to totally board this off. In case they would ever be tempted to go in there again. They wouldn't trust me either.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh boy, I get to go in the bathroom. Nice picture. Glass of water, maybe. Sink and some soap. You need to clean this mirror, jeez. Got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Say that's a lovely purse. Streaming bathrooms. Okay, I'm done. It's shut behind me. And so did this. Really? Won't let me go out? Input received. Can I touch the phones here? Cool. Another room. Indoors monthly. Time. Graphs. Shapes. Another plant. Going up. Seems like it's going nowhere fast. Is the narrator just counting? Don't. Yeah. Things happening. Going down, do something? No, he's just saying Stanley. better than typical elevator music. But, meh.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the button. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Nice music. Yes, I do have anxiety issues, but, I'm just getting impatient.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Oh boy, loading, my favorite. Thank you, game, for not crashing.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Guess I'll do it this time. Don't like this though.
Lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I don't know, you tell me.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
There's something that's just a black screen.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Plausible. You wouldn't think that you'd be mind controlled at your work.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
All he did was sit and type commands into the terminal as he was asked, probably.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Kind of looks like someone already turned it off.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Okay, turned it off. There we go. Game over.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
This is nice.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Achievement unlocked. Beat the game. Really? That was it? 1. Why am I back here again? I think the game would be over, right?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I'm supposed to be waiting on the desk and go out the window.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Everything's the same, including the boarded up broom closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
Cool, you didn't have to make me put in the code this time. Nice. There's nothing over here, is there? This is the road that never ends. Yes, it goes on and on, my friends. Started loading and not knowing what it was. We'll continue loading it forever just because. Cool. That didn't take long.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay. Push the button.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yep. Already been here, done that.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Or I would turn it on to see what happened.
Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine yourself. Is that what you wanted?
Yeah.
Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Now this makes a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your
That's
time to
unreasonable.
shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it bud it, 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 bud it. This version of event.
And it's stuttering again. Charming.
All wrested away from you. It's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To
I'm
hell
not.
with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
No.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless, to see you made humble. This is not a challenge, it's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
So much for my happy ending.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Mostly the same.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had
Nope. Already got that one. I was pretty sure there are more endings than that. Checking. windows. Currently waiting while I check for endings. This is not usually how people do this, but I'm aware there are more. I just can't remember how they get triggered. Okay, got it. Any input? Huh? How'd that do something? A new ending that I didn't expect, that actually I noticed but wasn't trying to trigger. So many buttons. Weird. Colorful. Okay, I'm trying. What am I supposed to do here? What am I supposed to do? Like, seriously. Trippy and colorful, but like, am I missing something? What am I supposed to do? Look up, look down, look all around. Look at my thumb. Oh gee, I can't see it. I must not have one. Huh? Does this end at some point? Hold up, let me check. Okay, I see. Just what I expected. I have to reset this, or else I'll just sit here forever. Okay. I was afraid of that. But I thought in that museum room it said they had an ending like that they got rid of to avoid upsetting the players. The cake is a lie. Okay, we're back. Not inputting again. Oh my god. There are all these papers everywhere all of a sudden.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
We find a bunch of papers all over the floor. Does that count for anything? Well, keep subject.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Why would I do that? Can I go back here?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Not what I was going for, but I guess it's a different ending. Is it really aiming for the catwalk? My aim's not good.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be.
Nah.
Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again. When Stanley came to a set of two open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Nah.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Something I'm missing. I'm supposed to get on the catwalk or something, but keep missing it. Keep jumping over it.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
New dialogue, cool.
When Stanley came to a set of two open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, I'm taking the door straight ahead of me. Again.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Nah. Why'd I do that? You've tried to kill me several times now. Danger everywhere because of you. To be one or not to be one? That is the question. Now stand on the side of fence. Well, I kind of have no choice.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
No he didn't.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
You meant blue, right?
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
But you took the other one away. No fun. What? Do I have to? Okay, fine. You even put arrows over here too?
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Okay.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted?
It's
Was it
all
worth
orange.
ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Okay.
There we go. A third option.
Yeah.
This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
It's all orange, my favorite color. This is great. As long as I can get through the door.
I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version.
It's awesome.
Would you
it's
say
orange.
that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha!
Yes.
You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
No leaderboard. Why? The worst 3% of players chose the blue door? Meh. Don't insult me.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again,
No.
honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Oh boy, playtesting. Yeah. Let's go. Provided it ever loads.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
No thanks.
Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Sorry, but I'm not doing that. Goodbye.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done.
Yep.
It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Let's be honest, that was to vex the narrator, but also, I wouldn't let one burn. I'm not really a baby person. Kids are alright. I like them, but not babies. Never have. Oh,
Well, Stanley, is this any better?
Uh-huh.
At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house.
Cool. You do that. Minecraft's awesome.
Here. No, here. And then...
Why are you making it with dirt?
Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy.
Well, because you won't let me do
but you've
anything.
only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
But why would I do that when I can oh, I can't go anywhere. I'm trying.
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Okay, now you let me out. Fun. Yay, Minecraft.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
Nah. Who needs lights? Oh, mushrooms.
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
I like this. Well, it sounds like it was about to find monsters, so this is alright. Especially since you wouldn't let me have any tools. Oh boy. A non-open-ended, totally linear game. Can't wait. Such a joy to be on all these paths the narrator didn't want me to go on. It'll be a joy to ruin, I mean, totally follow his instructions and interpretation of life.
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it.
Yeah, Portal.
You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Hey, I can pick up the radio. and break stuff. Awesome. Can I throw the radio in the toilet? No? Can I throw a cup in the toilet? A broken cup in the toilet? Yes? No? Maybe? No? What a fun game! 10 out of 10. Yeah. But I want to pick up after myself. No. Can I flush the toilet? No? Can I take this with me? Cool.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
You and Gladys would get along, narrator. I'm sure of it. Okay, I'll throw this away. There.
Genius.
Call me stupid one more time.
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games, and I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience, which is why, rather than continue to waste my time, I'm just going to leave you here. You can pretend you've beaten the game if it makes it any richer for you, but as for me, I've had enough. So, why don't you get cozy in this room, and if you have any grand revolutionary ideas for the perfect video game, you can just sit there and let it ball up inside you for all eternity. I don't need your advice. I don't need your ratings. And I certainly don't need the validation of a man whose job is to push buttons. I think I'll just go about my business, making meaningful cultural contributions to the world. And perhaps every now and then I'll think back to a man named Stanley who was objectively wrong in every decision he ever made. The thought won't last long. Goodbye, Stanley. Good luck with your work, and I sincerely hope that everyone lives happily ever after.
But I was enjoying Portal. I was enjoying the throw the trash in the toilet game. Why must you strip these simple pleasures from my life? Shame on you. Oh. I'm still here? I can't go back through the portal door? Why? No. Work in progress, yeah. Definitely. Jeez. Oh. What's going on here? Tarps. Totally unfinished area. Haha, still taking blue doors? Anyway. Oh, that's highlighted. Is that a good thing or should I be scared? Oh. My office. What is that? Okay, now it's over.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted
Nothing?
was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Okay. Thought you said an end is never the end is never the end. Ad nauseum. So is there ever an end? Will I just be wandering the halls of this office building endlessly? Just a little more to see where this goes. Excited? I'm excited. Things are more empty looking. Like, really
All of his
empty
co-workers were
looking.
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There's like nothing in here now.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Why is there nothing here now? There's like nothing.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Do we really have to do this again?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah.
Stanley
Let's
felt
go.
lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on
No.
his left.
There are more endings this way, I just know it.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
The narrator was so annoying. It's amazing he's still here, yakking at me,
Look,
expecting
Stanley,
me to
I
make
think
different
perhaps we've gotten
direction,
off on the
different
wrong foot
choices.
here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all the... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Zero for
Are you
you.
that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
No.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
No.
I still don't think we're communicating
Okay.
properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
I can take a hint this time.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really
Sometimes.
have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I
Okay.
think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Do I trust you, though? What color is this door? No. Gray.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
The end. Supposedly it's never the end. Why?
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Looks nice. I like the stars. Galaxy pattern things. Lots of nice colors.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Down another path.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Oh, what? There doesn't seem to be much here. You're fine with that, right? You're used to resetting by now, and having to start all over again with your brilliant story.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
You keep trying to hurt me. I don't feel sorry for you. What? Is this supposed to jump here? Is that all? Nah.
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
What? Yeah, you won't let me walk off this platform, will ya?
No! What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here.
Which is not much, since you keep resetting me.
You heard me before, didn't you? You will die!
Only
what
because
about
you...
this isn't getting through to you?
The death part? Maybe? Just... thought that might be it. But you really give me no choice here, do you?
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
I am thinking about it. If you gave me somewhere to go, I would go somewhere. But it seems like my only choice is to jump off of this, so... once again, you railroaded me. I'm sorry. Did it to yourself.
No! Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
Why? Oh, pretty.
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
Okay. long am I supposed to just stand here? Forever? 5 seconds? 5 minutes? 5 hours? Please don't say 5 hours. This is nice. This is pretty and colorful, but that'd be way too long. It's really nice and really pretty, but it doesn't ever stop. Let me just here. Looking here. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought I had to do here. Can't just stand here forever. I'll stand here forever, and that's not going to be fun. Well, that's what I thought.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this. No. No, no, what are you doing? Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
I survived the first time. What are you worried about? Geronimo!
Stanley, let's go back to the other room.
No.
Can you do the... My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Well, if you gave me another option.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Okay. Going again.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going back. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Oh.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Nah.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Whiteboard ending. Console bark. Yay! Room I never got to go into before. Is there to that?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too majestic, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I noticed it says something different every time I go through that room.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
You're bad at giving me choices, but you're still here trying to tell me what to do.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
You're gonna make me answer the phone, aren't you?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
You were really up to me.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
If it were up to me, truly up to me, I would never answer this phone. I guess I know who's on the other end of the line now. It's Stanley's wife. I still don't like talking to strangers on the phone. It's kind of a phobia of mine, or I guess phone-phobia? Okay, fine, I'll do it.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Even the house apartment number is 427? Really?
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Why would I do that? I want to press V. Press F. D. G. WASD. What? I can't get through here? Why is there a chair in the way? Can't turn on the TV? I have a picture of my boss's office in here. Is that how valuable work is to Stanley? Really? Can I turn on the sink? Verse with the not wife? Okay, fine.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
I had a choice. I'd do something else.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
No, you've chosen to make him have this life. There's a difference. Okay, G. Y. J. F. T. S. I. O. Aw, that didn't work. Not impressed. I'll press H then.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Okay.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
I don't blame him. But that button was supposed to let me watch TV, and all it did was make it so a clock is here instead of a TV. What a ripoff. It makes me think this isn't going to spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
There's a desk here now. Why is this turning into his office?
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
But Stanley doesn't have kids. Apparently doesn't even have a wife. Okay then.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
But why though? There's just a mannequin here. I don't love this mannequin. That would be a lie. Just say I love the mannequin. Okay.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Not in his apartment at all. He was in the office the whole time. The true secret to the game. That's the plot. Never leave the office. I'm here the whole time, just pushing buttons, having fun while my coworkers are gone. You've all gone on vacation somewhere. Somewhere nice, probably. I'm just stuck here, wandering around looking for them. Dealing with a snarky narrator the whole time. All I can do is sleep now.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay. You said not to, which kind of makes me want to. You see where this is headed, right? I don't really trust you. So, see it is.
You see? Can he just not hear me?
Yeah, I can.
How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
I've seen what I see. No, I haven't. I haven't seen what you see. Not at all. Well, I've spent a lot of time stopping and staring. So, apt thing to wonder. I press F to pay respects before pressing P to question nothing.
I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And
Okay, kind of rude to tell me to please die. I thought you cared about Stanley. And you were worried that all he would do was end up dying, then you said to die, so... Yeah, I'm right not to trust you, aren't I?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
It tells me I'll never find them. It's like no matter what I do, I don't find them anywhere. It's the real ending. The real answer to the question is that they were never here to begin with. I'm just going in circles, annoying this narrator for no good reason. It's supposed to let me get on this desk. But why though? Why is it not? Oh, here we go. Almost did it. Why won't it let me go over? Hello? Let me climb over. Why not? Hello? Even on the computer and everything, that's the highest point, right? Let me go over. Hmm.
Stanley stood for a long time in one spot. It's part of a game. He likes to see how long he can go without dying. So far, he's doing excellent. And if he just stays right where he is, I'm sure he'll keep up that good momentum. Let's observe the genius at work.
As if. Just let me go to the window. Like, seriously. That's the only reason I keep trying to do this, because I know there's an ending out there. I've seen it before. I've heard of it before. Oh, let me do it. And triggered narrative comments. Let me get out. Don't let me go out. I got crouching, I guess, but how? Should I give up? Should I just keep chasing pavements? Even if it leads nowhere. Come on. Crouch. Is there... control for crouching? Duck control. I am shot pause. Control. Is that what it is? Control. Okay. Hello? Aha. Oops, there we go.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
There's not really anything here, so maybe? Yes.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
But how's it miserable?
There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yes. You too will become quite unbearable.
You're singing a lovely song. This is boring. This isn't torture. Guitar is nice. Feels like the chords are simple enough that even I could play it, even though I don't really know much regarding guitar. I mean, I have two of them, an electric one and an acoustic one, but I took guitar lessons in college. It was in guitar ensemble. That was fun. It's been a while since I last played guitar. In the past couple of days have I started trying to play it again. Building up calluses after years of not playing guitar, it's kind of rough. It hurts. That is the thing about guitar, it hurts you when you try to play it. You have to build up calluses, which takes time. That's kind of why I play the piano. Piano doesn't hurt you. Even if you go for years between moments when you play piano, it's fine to just come right back to it. Play as long as you like, without pain. Yeah, dude? I think you need to tune your guitar. There's a saying in guitar ensemble, we tune because we care. You don't care, do ya? Okay, I get it. And there's nothing to see here, it's quiet. You're forcing me to start over, aren't you? Well, fine, I guess. It was a lovely song, but it seems to be over, so... I guess back to the start, but... yeah, the stream has been kind of long, so... even if maybe there are a few endings left, I feel like it's fine to end right here. Thank you, everyone, for being willing to watch a new VTuber bumble around a kind of a boring office building over and over and over again. This is the first time I've done this. appreciate anyone who watches. Stay tuned for new streams and VODs to come your way. I'm here on YouTube, and, well, I have a Twitch account. I've not used it much, but who knows? Might do something there at some point, but advice has told me that I should be here on YouTube. So here I am. I have a Twitter that's kind of new and inactive. If you want to go to it and follow me, I promise I will put something there soon. Thank you for bearing with me for this long stream. I hope to see some of you live in the future. This is Cat Wizard Kissa Kanivelho signing out. Goodbye. Have a wonderful day or night, depending on what time it is for you.